Comparing generations, 1979 Chevy Impala versus 2025 Impala EV, which is more reliable? The Chevrolet Impala is one of the most iconic cars in American history. For decades, it has represented power, comfort, and reliability. But as we stand in 2025, the Impala looks very different from the one our parents or grandparents drove back in the late 1970s. On one side, we have the rugged and mechanical 1979 Impala, a car that defined its era. On the other, the sleek and futuristic 2025 Impala EV, Chevrolet's electric reimagination of the nameplate. The burning question is this: when it comes to reliability, which one truly stands tall? Let's dive deep into this generational showdown. The legacy of the 1979 Chevy Impala. The 1979 Impala came at a fascinating time in the automotive industry. The oil crisis of the 1970s was reshaping how car manufacturers thought about efficiency, but Chevy still leaned on what it did best: building a strong, full-size sedan that American families could depend on. The 79 Impala was heavy, wide, and built on a platform designed to last. That simplicity was exactly why many people still call the 1979 Impala reliable. If something went wrong, it usually wasn't catastrophic. You could roll up your sleeves, grab some wrenches, and fix it yourself. In fact, many owners back then would do their own oil changes, replace spark plugs in the driveway, or even rebuild the carburetor on a Saturday afternoon. That's the kind of car the 1979 Impala was: accessible, forgiving, and built for longevity. But reliability doesn't mean perfection. These cars were prone to rust, especially in colder climates where road salt was common. Fuel efficiency was poor compared to modern standards, and safety features were minimal. Airbags weren't available, and crash protection was far less advanced. So while it was reliable in terms of running and being fixable, it had weaknesses that don't hold up to today's expectations. The rise of the 2025 Impala EV. Fast forward nearly half a century, and the 2025 Impala couldn't be more different. Chevrolet took a bold step in transforming the Impala into a fully electric vehicle, designed to compete in a world moving rapidly towards sustainability and advanced technology. Gone is the roaring V8. In its place, you'll find a powerful electric motor setup capable of producing instant torque and smooth, quiet performance. Instead of gas stations, owners plug into charging networks. Instead of oil changes and timing belt replacements, EVs need far less routine maintenance. This new Impala is packed with technology, advanced driver assistance systems, regenerative braking, and a highly sophisticated onboard computer that monitors everything from energy efficiency to predictive maintenance alerts. On paper, that makes the 2025 Impala one of the most reliable cars you can buy. After all, fewer moving parts mean fewer chances for mechanical breakdowns. However, reliability in the EV era comes with a different set of challenges. The Achilles heel of most electric cars is the battery. While Chevrolet claims the Impala's battery can last between 250,000 and 300,000 miles, battery degradation is inevitable. Over time, range decreases, and eventually, replacement becomes necessary. And here's the catch: replacing a high-capacity EV battery can cost as much as a used gasoline car. That means reliability isn't just about whether the car runs. It's about whether it's economically feasible to keep it running. Comparing mechanical simplicity, the biggest difference between the two Impalas lies in how they're built. The 1979 Impala thrives on mechanical simplicity. Everything is analog, everything is physical. You can see the parts, touch them, and replace them without specialized equipment. That's why so many enthusiasts still love classics. They're accessible. The 2025 Impala, by contrast, is a digital machine. Nearly every system is computer-controlled. Even diagnosing a problem requires specialized software. For the average owner, popping the hood doesn't mean much anymore. You re-not tightening bolts. You re-waiting for a service technician with advanced tools to tell you what the onboard diagnostics already know. So here's the trade-off. The 1979 Impala is easier to repair, but needs repairs more often. The 2025 Impala needs far fewer repairs, but when something does go wrong, it's usually much more expensive to fix. Durability over time. Durability is another lens to view reliability through. The 1979 Impala was known for its long-lasting engines. With routine maintenance, hitting 200,000 miles wasn't unusual. Some drivers even stretch them beyond that, keeping the same car for decades. But the weak point wasn't always the engine, it was the body. Rust was relentless, and many Impalas were scrapped not because the engines failed, but because the frames and panels were eaten away by corrosion. The 2025 Impala EV, on the other hand, doesn't deal with rust as much thanks to better materials and coatings. But its durability depends heavily on the health of the battery. Owners could see excellent long-term performance, but after a decade or more, if the battery loses significant capacity, they may face a difficult choice. Invest in an expensive replacement or retire the car early. Cost of ownership. Reliability isn't just about whether the car runs. It's about how much it costs you to keep it running. For the 1979 Impala, maintenance costs were steady but predictable. Oil changes, brake jobs, spark plugs, carburetor rebuilds. They were affordable and could often be done at home. Fuel, however, was a major cost. These cars guzzled gas, often returning less than 15 miles per gallon. Over time, fuel costs outweighed the cheap parts and easy repairs. The 2025 Impala flips this equation. Electricity is far cheaper than gasoline, so fueling the EV costs a fraction of what the old Impala consumed. Regular maintenance is minimal: no oil, no timing belts, no spark plugs. But the big costs are hidden. When something major fails, like the battery or the complex electronic systems, repairs can easily climb into the thousands. So the cost of ownership is generally lower day to day, but with the potential for a huge expense down the line. Safety and peace of mind. Reliability also ties into safety. The 1979 Impala, while durable, lacked modern safety features. Seatbelts were there, but no airbags, no crumple zones designed with modern crash science, and no electronic stability control. That means in terms of reliability and protecting lives, the 1979 falls short compared to today's standards. The 2025 Impala, however, is a fortress of safety technology. Automatic emergency braking, lane keeping assist, collision detection, and a reinforced structure mean not only is the car less likely to break down, it's more likely to protect you in the event of an accident. This adds another layer of reliability, peace of mind. The emotional factor. Reliability isn't just about mechanics and costs. There's also the emotional connection. For many car enthusiasts, the 1979 Impala represents a time when cars had character. The sound of the V8, the feel of the steering, and the pride of being able to fix it yourself. That is a kind of reliability you can measure in numbers. You knew your car, and your car knew you. The 2025 Impala, meanwhile, represents progress. It's quiet, smooth, and futuristic. It doesn't break down as often, but it doesn't invite you under the hood either. Its reliability comes from trust in the manufacturer and the technology, not from your own hands. For some, that's comforting. For others, it feels like losing control. Verdict: which is more reliable? So, which generation of the Impala takes the crown for reliability? The answer depends on what you value most. If reliability means ease of repair, mechanical toughness, and the ability to keep a car running indefinitely with some elbow grease, the 1979 Impala is the winner. It may not be efficient, it may rust, but it will keep going as long as you're willing to work on it. If reliability means long stretches without breakdowns, modern safety, and low daily costs, then the 2025 Impala EV takes the lead. It's engineered for consistency, with fewer parts to fail and smart systems to predict issues before they become problems. Ultimately, the 1979 and 2025 Impalas represent two very different eras of reliability. One relies on simplicity and human touch, the other on advanced technology and minimal maintenance. And that's the fascinating thing about comparing them. Both are reliable, just in completely different ways. The real choice depends on what kind of driver you are. Do you want a car you can fix with your own hands, or a car that takes care of itself?